What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And I want to speak about Zion Williamson of the Pelicans. And people, a lot of people are saying that the Pelicans are going to move off of Zion Williamson, right? Especially because they're getting a new general manager, Joe Dumars. For you younger people, Joe Dumars was a Detroit Piston back in the day. Played alongside Isaiah Thomas, John Sally, Bill Lambier, and Rick Mahorn, and all those guys. And they won a couple championships in Detroit. And Joe Dumars was a big part of that. Also, Joe Dumars was a general manager for another team. I forgot what team. So he has experience as a general manager, and so a lot of people think that once Joe Dumars get this job as general manager, one of his first assignments is going to be to move Zion Williamson from the Pelicans, right? But my question, well, a lot of people question is, should the Pelicans like hang on to Zion, or is it time for them to move on from Zion? And in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think the Pelicans, they should. It's time. I think it's past time actually, but I do think they should move on from Zion. Zion. If you look at some of like not just his play on the court, but some of his decision making off the court, you could just tell that his number one priority is not basketball. You have a lot of kids or a lot of guys who come to the NBA and they'll get into some things off the court, but when it's time to play basketball, you get that effort from them. Guys will be in the gym working on their game. Uh, then when game time come, they play hard. But there was rumors about Zion Williams like falling asleep at practices and not, just nodding out and sleeping at practices, probably because he was out there, chasing and running up and down the street with some young lady. So, his focus and his priority are not aligned with somebody who you would consider to be, a franchise type ball player in the NBA. So maybe if Zion gets a change of sceneries, that'll be something to motivate him to lose weight, take care of his body, and refocus on basketball. Because to this point, I think they've said that Zion Williamson has missed, like he's only played like 50% of the game since he's been to the league. You know, and it's hard for a team to build around somebody who like half the time is not even there. So yeah, I think you can't continue to try to build around Zion when Zion is not somebody who is reliable. So I think it is time for them to move on from Zion and just go another route. Uh, and as far as Zion's game, I don't even think that like Zion is a number one. I always said that like Zion, he should have. I think he would have been better served to play about like I'd say about at least stay in college at least to his third year. Like at Duke University, has Zion stayed in school for 3 years to learn how to play basketball. Because Zion to me, he's not he don't know how to play basketball. He's very talented, physically, he's physically gifted, but everything Zion get is like going to the basket, it's a dunk, And so what happens when Zion, when defenses take what Zion like to do, they take that away from him. You can't dunk every basket going, he always go left, he don't so there's a lot of holes in his game that whereas though Zion wouldn't be able to carry an NBA team anyway. So I think whatever team gets Zion, and whatever team gets Zion is going to have to keep in mind that that Zion, in my opinion, is not a number one. I don't even know if he's a number two. I say he's probably like, and people say, well, that's crazy. He's probably, I think he's like a third option, especially if on a team, and it'll be hard for somebody to, you don't always get the opportunity to put that much talent on one team. Whereas though somebody like Zion would be your number three, but he's definitely not a number. He's not somebody who can, like the whole team can just get on his back and he's gonna, carry them. Now, offensively or defensively, like I said, offensively he's very limited. Defensively, I think he's a pretty good defender because he's strong and athletic, so he won't be pushed around so much. But if you a ball player with good footwork and can give him some head and shoulder fakes and get physical with him, they'll give him problems too at the other end also, right? But he's got a lot of holes in his game. But it won't even matter, the holes that he got in this game if he don't get in the gym and start, just start working on his game. It won't even matter. Then he gotta manage his weight. He definitely gotta manage his weight. This dude just refused to put the spoon down. And that's why, I don't know what it is, especially when it seems like for somebody who makes a living, playing a sport, it would be easy for them to manage their weight or easier. I can see if you had the type of job where as though you're sitting all day, every day, or you work 8 hours doing something else, and then you don't have the energy to to go to the gym or do something like that because you have a full-time job, right? But sports is his basketball is his life. All he has to do basically is hire a nutritionist and get in the gym with somebody, and like, and that that could be his lifestyle. All he has to do basically, and he has, I don't know, surround himself with the right people. Like I said, a trainer and a nutritionist, and he would be in shape. He would be in shape. And as a matter of fact, it would be easier for him to lose weight than it would, like I said, somebody who has a 9 to 5 job, because staying in shape is part of his business, and they give him, he has hours upon hours a day just to focus on staying in shape, playing basketball, working on your game, eating right. And so hopefully for Zion's, for his sake, he don't he don't blow this opportunity. Wherever he go, I hope that Zion just take this opportunity to refocus, get his priorities in line. If basketball is his priority, then make it like that. Because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to wait until your career is over with and then say, well, I could have did this or I should have did that. And you have regrets and stuff like that. This, you can't get that time back, you know. Yeah. Um, and one thing a lot of people, like fans and people, don't realize that all athletes don't love the sport like you would want them to love the sport. And so maybe Zion don't love basketball like that. He just he just want to do what he want to do, but maybe he don't love basketball like that. And so, and if he don't, then that's cool too. Then, it'll show. And then, like people stop giving him opportunities and they'll stop taking chances on it. So, like I said, hopefully, but hopefully he'll go to a spot, he'll get himself together and be able to manage his weight. And if he don't manage his weight, he's gonna find himself out the league. And so that's all I gotta say on it. Like I said, wherever he go at, I hope he just, change his ways, get himself together. And that's it. But with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.